Welcome back. The cities of Fargo and Jamestown will be buzzing the next 3 days with teams searching for state baseball and softball titles. And if you're trying to get schooled up before heading out to the Diamond to watch this week, you came to the right place. Our Jody Norstead has been covering it all closely this spring and joins us now to preview the 4 tournaments. And let's start with Class A baseball, which opens tomorrow at Newman Outdoor Field. The action begins at 11:30 with West top seed Williston taking on Red River. Defending state champ West Fargo draws Minot in Game 2. Bismarck Century and Fargo North will feature some big-time talent on the mound, and the quarterfinal round finishes with EDC tournament champion Fargo Davies battling Mandan. Jody, what intrigues you about game number 1?
I have to say the fact that Williston is the #1 seed, Kelly. This is a team that was picked to finish 5th in the WDA preseason poll, and they won the whole dang WDA tournament on their home field last weekend, beating the top 2 seeds Minot and Century in the process. They had some timely hits last week, and they're just playing with a ton of momentum. Zach Carson and Garrett Hill are studs on the mound. They also have 5 players with 20 or more runs driven in. How about this, though? Red River has played 13 games less than the Coyotes. The Rough Riders have a dynamite arm, and Connor Richardson, we'll see if he gets a start in this game with his 1.81 ERA. Both these teams are a night and day difference from earlier in the season, though.
Players to watch in this West Fargo and Minot game, Jody.
I'll give you a pair of great ones. Jake Faircloth is a no-brainer. The West Fargo product was named North Dakota Gatorade Baseball Player of the Year recently. He's hitting over 600 on the year and has driven in 29 runs in 22 games. He knows that if the bats get hot, the Packers are tough to stop.
I think that bats, up and down the order, everyone's putting good swings on the balls, and we're adding to the lead. That's what's really helping us this year, is we're getting a lead and we're adding to it. So it gives us a little cushion, and it gives the pitchers a little more confidence on the mound.
The Packers pitching staff is outstanding too. Minot has a special player in Lofton Klabundi. The senior infielder leads the team with a .443 batting average and 29 RBI. He's a standout in so many sports, but he can really swing the bat.
Probably seeing off-speed pitches, hitting curveballs, because been getting those quite a few, and I've been able to see them, and it's been good.
Fargo game is a 2 o'clock start. The third game is one that you really like. North against Century, Jody. So what makes this one so intriguing?
It has to be the pitching matchup. I'm guessing that we'll see Century's Cade Feeney against North's Cameron Blazik. Feeney is going to come after you. He struck out 41 batters this season and has an ERA of 1.89. Williston tagged him for 3 runs in relief in the WDA championship game, so it'll be interesting to see how he responds, but his teammates say he's one of the best.
Playing behind Cade when he's on the mound, you have a really good feeling about how the game's going to go. Defense, you can kind of relax a little bit because it takes a lot for some guys to figure him out and start getting hits.
He's got a really good fastball, and he's got really good off-speed stuff, and he's done a real good job. He can get a strikeout when he needs a big out.
Now, as for Blazik, all he did was allow 2 earned runs in 33 innings this spring. That's good enough for an ERA of .4. Wow, that's in addition to driving in a team-best 17 runs en route to being named East Region Senior Athlete of the Year. He has some talent around him too. Jonas Sanders and Blake Anderson, they can pitch. Brant Kolpak and Chandler Eibach are another couple of seniors that are great on defense and with the bat in their hand. I'm going to give you another player to watch in that Davies-Mandan quarterfinal. Taylor Parrott, well, he's an obvious one. The guy's hitting .530, there he is. But Jonathan Brooks, this guy has been one of the most improved players in the state. He increased his batting average by about 200 points from last season. He's hitting .448 and has driven in a team-high 29 runs. The senior outfielder says it's all about relying on experience.
Taking the fact that I am a senior, I've been in the league for 3 years now, and just taking that, that the opportunity that I have to play to the potential that I can. That's just what I've been trying to do and play more aggressively than I have maybe in the past few years. So.
All right, well, there you have it. An inside look at the Class A state baseball tournament. Let's give the small schools some love now. So bring up the bracket of the madness that's going to be taking place in Jamestown at Jack Brown Stadium. So Jody, Carrington and Enderlin Maple Valley lead things off in the Class B state tournament. What should fans know for Game 1?
Well, it starts and ends with Jaden Shipman and Kyle Leapout for Carrington. Those two guys, we take a look back at the bracket. We're jumping ahead a little bit on Park River, Fortville, Lincoln, but Jaden Shipman and Kyle Leapout for Carrington, those two guys are not only the top pitchers on the team, but also the top two hitters. They need to set the tone for the Cardinals against a really solid Enderlin Maple Valley team that emerged out of that tough Region 1. Dustin Kozowski, Chance By flirting with 500 batting averages. This tournament opens up with a bang with this matchup. In Game 2, we get to see the defending state champs take the field. Park River, Fortville, Lincoln is still a feared team. I know they had a hiccup in the region tournament, but they came back and beat Langdon Edmore Munich twice to win the region. The lineup features 3 sets of brothers. That's crazy, including the Zavalny twins, who played critical roles in last year's championship game, and the Magnuson twins, who are big-time performers in their own right. This lineup is loaded and aggressive, and the same could be said for the pitching staff. The most important thing, they know better than anybody what it takes to win at state.
It's going to take pitching, great pitching, timely hitting again, and a lot of energy, ton of energy.
Ton of energy. Region 7 champ Delax Burlington will try for the big upset. The Lakers are led by the senior trio of Aaron Grandy, John Karanka, and Jacob Rudy. Now Thompson earned the top seed, and they'll be returning to a field where they suffered some heartbreak last year, losing 8-4 to Park River, Fortville, Lincoln in the title bout. But this seems to be a team on a mission. They blew through the Region 2 tournament and have 9 batters with double-digit RBI, and that's after playing just 18 games.
We feel pretty confident that our pitchers are going to throw strikes, and we're going to defend pretty well. So those two things usually keep you in ball games, but you've got to get some timely hits and be able to put some runs on the board too. So I feel confident in this group when we go out on the field. It just depends upon what the other team's going to give us and how well we take advantage of it.
Rugby certainly has its work cut out for it against the Tommies. The final game, the 4-5 matchup, Velvet Drake Animus would love nothing more than to win its first state title since 2010. Nicholas Efforts is the player to watch for the Aggies. He was named Region Senior Athlete of the Year. 492 batting average, 20 RBI. Beulah averages about 9 runs per game, the counterpart, and a lot of that has to do with the 1-2 punch at the plate for the Miners. Derek Fairby and Aaron Vallejo, who've combined to drive in 58 runs. If Beulah's offense gets going, Kelly, look out.
All right, well, that is some great information. Thank you so much, Jody. And for those of you heading to the games, enjoy. They're going to be a great time. Up next, Jody is not going anywhere, so neither should you. He'll be back to preview the state softball tournaments where a championship dynasty is in danger and a pair of pitchers have Central Cass eyeing a 3rd straight championship. Stay tuned.